What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 24 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best way to build your team and the best players to pick up for the brand new Zero Chill limited time event that is the best way right now to earn snowflakes in the game. There's both an online and an offline event, and it has a certain lineup requirement to enter either of them, but right now this is the best way to earn free snowflakes in the game, whether you want to use those snowflakes to buy players or presents or both. This is going to be your guide. So it's going to be a lengthy video. We got a lot to cover. First up is the Zero Chill Solo vs CPU event, which is called Reason for the Season. And then if you go into your head-to-head menu, you're going to see the online version of this, which is Tis the Dang Season. They are both gauntlet style, meaning that the more games you win in a row, the higher the payout. So for the online version of it, if you win 8 games in a row, you get over 15,000 snowflakes, and you also get a fantasy pack that lets you pick between 2 cards. The first one is a 91 overall Zeke Elliott card. The other option is a 92 overall Charvarius Ward. These are both going to be auctionable. So if you do get the ability, or if you go 8-0, not only do you get a bunch of snowflakes, but you also get a card that you can sell for coins. And obviously one's a 92, one's a 91. You're going to want to take the Charvarius Ward because he's likely going to sell for more, but it's a good opportunity to make coins. Now I understand everybody's not going to be able to go 8-0 in this event. I'm going to show you the payouts, and this is as of last night's reveal stream, so I don't know if any of these numbers have changed, but basically the more games you win in a row, the better. And if you happen to lose before you go 8-0, you're going to get your payout, and they do stockpile, they do accumulate. So on this example here, if you happen to get 4 wins in a row, you're going to get the payouts for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then if you lose, you get to start over, you go right back into it, try to go on another winning streak, and you can play this pretty much as you want. Now there are lineup requirements for both this and the offline version of it, and I'm going to be straightforward here, right? If there's a lock on this part right here, that means whatever lineup you have active is not meeting these requirements. There's no glitch, there's nothing wrong with it. It's something you're doing wrong. So you really have to study your lineup. I'm going to show you mine in a moment, but the requirements are having 4+ Zero Chill players. You don't have to activate Zero Chill Chem on them. You just have to have 4 players from the Zero Chill promo in there. A maximum can be of 88 overall, with the exception of 4 89+ overall players, and this is all base, meaning that if you have an 88 and that player's chemmed up to an 89, whether it's because of team chem, a strategy item, whatever, those are still going to count as 88s, because you can have a max of 4 players above a base 88, and then the rest have to be 88 or lower. And I should put an asterisk next to that, because you also cannot have any 79 or 79 overalls are lowers. And I actually, when I was building my team, made that mistake and didn't realize it. So you have to check for these things. I'm going to show you something else that I did that's key to building your lineup and meeting those requirements. For the offline event, it's pretty much the same thing. You have to meet those same requirements. The only difference here is that if you get 40 wins against the computer in totality, you're going to get a B&D version of that Zeke Elliott card, and then you're also going to have these payouts. So I think it's up to 12 wins is going to be the max. And it's the same gauntlet style that every time you win, it snowballs into the next one until you lose. So if you happen to go 12-0, you're going to get the rewards for wins 1 all the way through 12. The computer is going to get more difficult as you play on. These games against the computer start in the 3rd quarter with 5-minute quarters. So basically 10 full minutes of game time to play through them. And again, if you get to like win number 5 or 6, everything before that will all combine together, and that's going to be your payout. And if you lose, you can go right back into it and play again. So here is my lineup. I want to go through some of the reasons why I picked some of these players, and then we're going to go through just general players that you might want to target to pick up for this event, because I believe they are good. The first thing you should do when you get to your lineup screen with your normal team, assuming you haven't already started to build a team for this event, is go over to the right, go to change active lineup, and then you're going to press either Y on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation to choose create new, and I want you to do new empty lineup. This will essentially eliminate any accidents that you might make from already having players in your existing lineup that you're trying to figure out why you can't get into the event. This will clear everything out, and it is going to take a little bit more time to build it, but this will allow you to start from scratch. You can name it whatever you want to name it. For me, I chose 0, and then once you do that, this is what your lineup screen is going to look like. And the reason I recommend this is because the specialist screen is very important into building your lineup, but also you might accidentally have like a 90 OVR on one of these screens and you're not realizing it, and you're just looking at your offense and defense, and that could be one of the many reasons why it's saying you have an invalid lineup right now. So go to create a brand new lineup, an empty lineup, and also when you want to go back to your main team, you can, go back and forth. So I have these Zero Chill, and then I have my regular team. Now there were a few changes I had to make with team captains and whatnot, so there still would be adjustments to go use my main team, but it is a easier way to flip back and forth between the two. So let's go back to my Zero Chill lineup, and one thing I want to point out is team captain. So there should be enough tokens if you've knocked out all of the objectives to basically get 4 team captains at an 85 overall or higher. And the reason this is important, because once they hit 85, you can assign any team chem to them. So I got Channing Crowder at an 85 with Eagles chem. I got Rondé Barber actually an 86 with Eagles chem. And if we go over to the offense, I have Frank Gore at an 85 with Eagles chem. And the fourth one is tight end number 2, Jordan Reed, again an 85 OVR with Eagles chem. So the reason I did this is because not only am I trying to build a team that's good for this event, but I wanted to kind of keep my Eagles theme team here, because if you can get to 25 of the same theme team, you're going to get +1 speed. And obviously with roster limitations here, we're just not going to have the fastest cards in the game out there. So if you can manage to build maybe a 25 of 50 theme team for this event, that's going to be beneficial. Now, I want to talk about my 4 89+ players. Your play style might be different than mine, but basically I use 3 of the 4 on offense. I got Will Levis is going to be my quarterback. I got Julio Jones, and I got Tyreek Hill. Now, obviously some of these cards are very expensive, specifically Will Levis and Tyreek Hill, but my thinking here is Tyreek's going to be faster than pretty much everybody out there on the field. He was a must-have. I've already had the card, but he's like one that I was definitely going to be putting in the lineup. Julio, another really good card. Also, I want to use him because he's brand new and try him out, so that's why he's on the roster. Same thing with Will Levis, but you can go with whatever quarterback you're comfortable with. I do recommend that your quarterback is one of your 4 89+ overall players, being that he's the most important player on your entire MUT team. And then my 4th 89+ player is going to be Rasul Douglas, which mainly because he's a new player and he gets Eagles chem, so he's going to be good. But we also have him at 95 speed because of that Eagles chem. He's really good at man coverage, and he's kind of like my Tyreek Hill neutralizer, right? If I face somebody who has that card, at least I have one cornerback out there that's equal in speed. So that's the main reason I did it. One other thing I want to point out is Daron Payne. I have to play through some solos to upgrade him, but I want to get him to an 88 OVR, because once I do, he actually can get inside stuff, and that's an ability I really want on the team. Now, we talked about the base 88s being able to be chemmed up above 88 but still count as an 88. I just want you to notice that there with like John Madden, he's an 89, but he counts as an 88 because he's chemmed up to an 89, and he gets any team chem, so he gets Eagles chem as well. You're probably noticing a theme here. Trey Brown's another one. He doesn't get Eagles chem, but I do have a +4 man coverage on him, so he's chemmed up to an 89 more than likely for that reason. And overall, I just built my team based off of my play style, like, Keenan Allen and Julian Blackmon, for the players that are available to choose from, are pretty fast compared to everybody that's 88 overall or under, and they also have pretty good coverage attributes as far as like zone and man coverage, so that's why I picked them. We mentioned the Eagles here with James Bradbury and Rasul Douglas. You can see I got Reggie White, Javon Curse, Nolan Smith. Rookie premier cards are really good here, especially if you have the any team token for them and you didn't quick sell any of the rookie premiers. So like I have double Eagles chem on Nolan Smith here on offense. I have Anthony Bradford as a backup right guard. He gets Eagles chem because I have those rookie premier tokens that I earned from playing the previous year's Madden in Madden 23. So those are just some other things that really helped me get over to, I have actually 31 of 35 Eagles. I really only need 25. Now, as far as the offensive line, and again, I'm going to go through a bunch of players you should go pick up, but the main thing I was looking for here is weight, right? At the end of the day, we can only get so many good offensive linemen, but Mekhi Becton's like 350 pounds. Trey Smith is one of the biggest right guards in the game. Creed Humphrey's one of the biggest centers in the game. I just so happen to have this card, which also is going to boost the rest of your offensive line or some of your other offensive line. Landon Dickerson happens to be the biggest left guard in the game weight-wise. That's an 88 overall or under, so that one worked out for me for Eagles chem. There's a bigger are a few bigger left tackles out there, but I went with John Madden again because he gets any team chem, and those are other things that you're going to want to pay attention to be able to try to get 25 of 50 of any team chem. We got the Donald Penn from the Twitch Drops program. He gets any team chem. We mentioned the team captains. We got 4 of them on there. So these are just other ways that I was able to get above 25 Eagles on the squad. We talked about our 2 really dominant wide receivers. Zay Flowers is one of the faster wide receivers. That's an 88 overall or lower. So we picked him up, and some of the cards that are like this, there's a lot of blitz cards. They're up in price. I would say blitz 88s, and then also some of these division dynasty cards are very hard to find. You can kind of work this in reverse, not so much with the blitz, but there are sets in the game to build out some of these division dynasty cards. We got Ryan Neal, we got Julian Blackmon, James Bradbury, which I already owned. Some people are looking for these cards and possibly overpaying for them. You might want to look in the item sets to see if you can build any of these out and sell them for more than it costs you to build them out. Just kind of a flip side of this entire thing. I'll be up front. This Derek Hall, he's one of the fastest 88 overall pass rushers in the game. I think I paid like 140K for him. I overspent on this one because I wanted him. So if you happen to have some of these cards in your binder, specifically 88 Division Dynasty and Blitz cards, you may want to look into selling them as well. Last I checked, this 87 overall Luke Kuechly was like 70K. The reason he's going for so much is because he gets Lurk Artist for 1 AP, and he's a pretty good budget option. He's got pretty solid speed. He's 6'4", good tackle, good block shed. He's, basically a lesser version of his 90, but still a good option. So I know I'm jumping all over the place here and kind of explaining my lineup, but these are things that I was looking for and thinking about as I was building my team. For your special teams, again, pay attention. Make sure you don't have any kick returners that are 89 or above in OVR. Same with kicker and punter. If you have that 88 overall Martin Gramatica, he is great for this event. I quick sold mine like an idiot, so I don't have it anymore. But if you happen to got that card for free from the All Madden promo, I think he gets the ability where you can neutralize being iced and also have a slow kick meter for kicks that are 45 yards or more. For an 88 overall kicker that's going to work in this event, if you have it, definitely use it. And then one other thing before we go over other players, here is my specialist screen. I didn't really pay too much mind to running back because I passed the ball a lot, so that's why I went with DeAndre Swift. And again, he's one of the faster 88 overall running backs in the game, and he gets Eagles chem, so we're able to add a +1 speed to him. Kind of my same thing with like James Bradbury. He's one of the faster cards, but the Eagles chem is also going to help. Now, I understand everybody's theme team isn't going to be, work that way in certain situations at certain positions. But again, these are more things that I'm thinking about here. My sub linebacker, so these are going to be my users, Kuechly with the Lurk Artist, and then Ryan Neal, who's one of the tallest and fastest 88 overall safeties in the game. My outside rushers, Javon Curse, Derek Hall. This Curse card's a really good budget option as well. He had really good attributes when he came out, and they're still not too bad compared to a lot of people. I talked about Deron Payne. We got to level him up so we can get him that inside stuff ability. And then Trey Brown, Cam Taylor, Britt, some of the faster slot defenders in the game. So that's why we picked them. So there is my team. One other thing, my strategy screen, because I know you want to see it. +2 to throw power on offense, +3 to man coverage. And if you didn't know, the hybrid slot on your strategy screen can add in another strategy item. So that's how we got +4 to man coverage with a blue and a silver there. 3 + 1 is 4. I knew that because I'm good at math. So that's my lineup. Let me go over how I looked for cards to add to the team and a practice that you should be following as well. So for the rest of the video, we're going to be using mutt.gg. Highly recommend bookmarking this website. Once you get there, I'm going to click players, and this will let you pretty much search all of the cards in the game, and you have tons of different filters that you can use over on the right. So the first thing I did is I went 80 overall to 88 OVR. So now this shows me all of the cards in the game, aside from those 4 slots where we get an 89+, that I need to be looking for to fill out the rest of my roster. If you scroll down, you can go to position, and this is something that I did to first build out my offensive line. So I selected all of the left guards, right tackles, left tackles, and centers in the game. And then I went to sorting and I selected weight. So now when we hit apply filters, it's going to sort all of these players at those positions and it's going to show me the heaviest players first. So for example, we have left tackle Trent Brown, 88 OVR Harvest card. This is one that you could have earned for free from the Hungry Harvest. If I open this up in another tab, you can see he's 380 pounds. And the reason I do this, right, is because for offensive linemen, and this can be a practice you use over on your main team, a lot of times, you know, overalls matter to an extent, but the bigger the players are, I truly believe the better they block. So if you get a guy that's really tall and really big, he's going to hold his own a lot more. Now, again, it helps to have better attributes, but these are things that I did to build my offensive line. And if you want to focus on one position here, we'll just go left tackles. Boom, right? So we got like Jordan Mailata's 83, Orlando Brown, Tristan Wirfs, and you can see some of these cards are 5K, 3K, 19K, 7K. So if you're struggling with coins, or you're just looking for the cheapest available players here that will still hopefully have an impact, you can go that route. Now, of course, speed is going to be super important. So when I went to go look for another wide receiver, because I already know I was going with Julio Jones and Tyreek Hill, I selected wide receiver. I used the speed filter, and then I went ahead and clicked apply filters. You're going to see 88 overall Marquise Brown, 91 speed. He's going for about 67K. Remember, I told you earlier, these 88 Division Dynasty cards, they're going for a lot. I'm pretty certain if I go search for this one on the auction house right now, it's probably selling for more than 67K. These are cards that you can look for to build the sets and make coins off of. I found Zay Flowers, and I think I got him for right around this price range, like maybe high 70s or low 80s. And he's also another one that had 91 speed. So blitz cards up in price right now, but this is a way that I found this card and one that I wanted. Now, if I didn't have that LTD Tyreek Hill on the team already, his team of the week card is absolutely one you might want to look for. 90 speed, 60K, if you can find them at that price. So these are different filters that you can use to find players that might fit your play style. When I was looking for pass rushers, I kept my speed filter and I went right end, right outside linebacker, and left outside linebacker, hit apply filters, and this is how I found that Derek Hall card. Adafe Oweh, another option out there. Division Dynasty, another Division Dynasty 88. So you can use filters in that sense to find players at certain positions as well. On defense, we talked about Luke Kuechly at middle linebacker. So notice we have middle linebacker filtered. We have speed. Another thing that you can do is go to ability, which is going to be found under, guess what, abilities. And I'm going to scroll down and look for lurk artists. Now that I have that selected, we're now going to see the fastest middle linebackers in the game between 80 and 88 OVR that have lurk artists, and boom, here you go. So you got Stephen Boyd, his 88 OVR card. You got the Luke Kuechly that I talked about, and Boyd actually might be a better option. I just used Kuechly because I already had him in my binder. There's an 88 Ray Lewis, 88 Leighton Vander Esch. So you can use all of these things to customize what you're looking for your play style. One other thing that's really important to me is that my safeties have good man coverage. So I got free safety, strong safety selected, and this site allows you to use multiple filters. So now I have it by the fastest, but then the secondary filter is man coverage. And this is basically how I found that, you know what, I want Julian Blackmon on my team because he's got 89 speed. He's one of the fastest 88 overall or under safeties in the game, but he also has 87 man coverage, which obviously isn't very good for all cards, but for this event, that's going to get it done. And that's kind of how I found Ryan Neal as well. I used a secondary filter instead of man coverage. I went with speed and height. Again, apply filters here, and he came up right here at the top. So I was like, you know what? He's 6'3", 89 speed, 87 zones, pretty good. I'm going to user him. I won't really need him to play much man coverage, so that 81 doesn't really bother me, but this looks like a really good budget sub linebacker. And I say budget loosely because some of these cards are expensive. Obviously, I have the coins to buy them, so I'm going to get the best ones that I can, but, you know, just take a step down here. Sean Taylor, his 86 OVR card, still got 89 speed, 86 zone. His man stinks, so don't ever put him in man, but he's about 21,000 coins. So you can find some really glitchy and cheap budget options out here if you know what to look for. And again, it's going to be based off your play style, but use these filters. Keep your 80 to 88 here. Sort by position. You can look for certain abilities. We use lurk artists as an example, but if you want to look for players who got like pick artists or inside stuff, that's how I found out Deron Payne was in there. You can use the the ability filter, and then you have your speed, height, weight, man coverage, zone coverage, block shed, power move, finesse move, whatever you're looking for, you can use those different sorting filters. And this is the best tool right now that you should be using to go and build your team to the play style that you're rocking with. And that's how I went ahead and built the team that I just showed you. And now it's time to go jump into that event. I'm going to be live on Twitch tonight. If you guys want to tune in and see this team in action, make sure you come through, say hi. If you're normally just watching the YouTube videos, come through and hang out with us in Twitch as well. But thank you for watching this video. Sorry that the video was so long, but hopefully you got some use out of it. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.